Yellowstone National Park in the United States is best known for its amazing geysers, including the world's tallest active geyser, Steamboat Geyser. But did you know that Yellowstone is also home to the largest concentration of geothermal features on Earth? That means that aside from all the geysers, there are thousands of hot springs, mudpots, fumaroles, and more scattered throughout the park. These features may not be as flashy as Old Faithful, but they are just as impressive and tell an even wilder story about the forces that shape our planet. Join me as we journey into the hidden world beneath Yellowstone's surface and uncover the fascinating science behind its geothermal wonders. You won't believe the incredible discoveries that await us. To understand what else is out there, it helps to first know how Yellowstone's most famous features form. As I'm sure you already know, the world's most famous geysers are located at Yellowstone. These geysers come in all shapes and sizes, but despite their differences, all geysers follow the same basic principles. They all rely on superheated water from deep within the earth bursting through vents in the ground to create those iconic eruptions. But why does this happen here? The answer lies beneath the park's seemingly endless wilderness. At Yellowstone, there's a giant reservoir of water about 3 miles or 5 kilometers below the surface. This underground lake is formed by rainwater that has seeped down through the porous rock over hundreds of years. The water eventually reaches a chamber of molten rock called a magma chamber, which is heated by the Earth's core. The heat from the magma chamber warms the water, turning it into steam. The steam then finds cracks and breaks in the rock above, forcing its way upward. When the pressure from the steam overcomes the weight of the water column above it, the water rapidly boils and erupts onto the surface. This sudden release of energy creates the geysers we see today. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the most famous geysers in Yellowstone. First up is Old Faithful, the most famous geyser in the world. Old Faithful is known for its predictable eruptions that can reach up to 185 feet or 56 meters high. But did you know that there are other geysers in Yellowstone that can reach even greater heights? Steamboat Geyser is currently the world's tallest active geyser, erupting up to 400 feet or 122 meters into the air. In fact, Steamboat Geyser was the tallest geyser in the world for nearly 50 years, until it was recently overtaken by another competitor. The title of the world's tallest geyser is currently held by the Great Fountain Geyser in China, which erupted a staggering 450 feet or 137 meters into the sky in 2020. Now, you know that Yellowstone isn't just home to one of the most famous geysers in the world, but two of the tallest. Alright, now that we've covered Yellowstone's famous geysers, let's dive into the lesser-known geothermal wonders hidden beneath the park surface. Hot springs are one of the most common types of geothermal features found in Yellowstone. They form when heated groundwater flows to the surface and mixes with cold water from streams or rain. This mixture creates a warm pool of water that can reach temperatures of up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 93 degrees Celsius. One of the most beautiful hot springs in Yellowstone is the Grand Prismatic Spring. It gets its name from the rainbow colors that form in its water due to the presence of various thermophilic bacteria. The different types of bacteria thrive at different temperatures, creating the vibrant hues that make the spring so famous. But the Grand Prismatic Spring isn't the only colorful hot spring in Yellowstone. In fact, there are many others that exhibit similar colors and patterns. For example, the Black Sand Basin contains several hot springs, including the aptly named Black Sand Geyser. The water in these springs is rich in iron and other minerals that give it a dark color, while the surrounding rocks are coated with a layer of black sand. While the Grand Prismatic Spring and Black Sand Basin are among the most well-known examples, these are just a small sampling of the many colorful hot springs that can be found throughout Yellowstone. Each hot spring is unique in its own way, offering visitors a glimpse into the incredible diversity of geothermal features that exist in this national park. So if you want to experience the full range of colors found in Yellowstone's hot springs, be sure to explore all areas of the park and keep your eyes open for these hidden gems. Mudpots are another fascinating type of geothermal feature found in Yellowstone. Unlike hot springs, which typically have flowing water, Mudpots are stagnant pools of water that have become thick and syrupy due to the high concentration of minerals and geothermal heat. This creates a bubbling, muddy mess that can reach temperatures of up to 250 degrees Fahrenheit or 121 degrees Celsius. One of the most impressive mudpots in Yellowstone is the Dragon's Mouth. Its name comes from the fact that the steam rising from the mudpot resembles a dragon breathing out a fiery blast. But the Dragon's Mouth isn't the only mudpot in Yellowstone that is worth checking out. There are plenty of other mudpots scattered throughout the park that offer visitors a chance to see this unique geothermal feature up close and personal. In addition to hot springs and mudpots, Yellowstone is also home to fumaroles. Fumaroles are vents that emit steam and gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and hydrogen sulfide. These gases form when heated water evaporates, leaving behind a residue of dissolved minerals. Fumaroles don't produce the same dramatic eruptions as geysers, but they play an important role in Yellowstone's geothermal system. One of the most accessible fumaroles in Yellowstone is the Castle Geyser vent. Located near the upper geyser basin, this vent emits steam and sulfur dioxide from a small opening in the ground. Visitors can walk right up to the vent and feel the heat coming off of it, making for a truly memorable geothermal experience. However, it's important to note that not all fumaroles are created equal. Some are small and emit little more than steam, while others are larger and can create small explosions. Of course, there are also plenty of other fumaroles in Yellowstone that are just waiting to be discovered. So if you're looking for a true hidden gem, be sure to explore all areas of the park and keep your eyes open for these fascinating geothermal features. Yellowstone is also home to some pretty cool formations that aren't as famous as the geysers, but are definitely worth checking out. One of my favorites is the Mammoth Hot Springs. These springs are located in the northern part of the park, and they get their name from the limestone terraces that have built up around them over time. The water flows over these terraces, creating a beautiful landscape of cascading waterfalls and pools. The water in the Mammoth Hot Springs is also rich in minerals like calcium carbonate, which creates a chalky white deposit on the terraces. This gives the area a unique appearance that is unlike anything you've ever seen before. Yellowstone's geothermal wonders are not only visually stunning, but they also support a unique ecosystem of plants and animals. Many of the bacteria that live in Yellowstone's hot springs and mudpots are thermophilic, meaning they thrive in high temperatures. These bacteria come in a variety of colors, and they form the basis of Yellowstone's food chain. Larger animals like bison and elk are also drawn to Yellowstone's geothermal features. They often stand in the steam to warm up, or they drink the hot spring water during the winter months. So if you're planning a trip to Yellowstone, be sure to keep an eye out for these awesome features. And remember that Yellowstone is home to much more than just geysers. From hot springs to mudpots, fumaroles, and other geothermal features, Yellowstone's geothermal wonders are a must-see attraction. Alright, that's all for now. But before you go, be sure to hit that like button for more awesome videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.